the Brother Sister Show. I'm Kiana.
And I'm AJ. And, we've missed you guys.
Yeah, so much. Hey, how you doing?
So much going on in the world.
Oh, God. A lot has happened.
A lot has happened.
Since the last time we were with you guys.
So much has happened since the last time we were with you guys.
Wouldn't y'all like to know?
Yeah, so we did go on a vacation.
Oh, it was great. A vacation. Minus my bed.
I didn't want to be the one to just go ahead and push your business out the street like that.
Listen, it's life.
But it started off as a vacation. It was vacation. It was supposed to be 3 couples. It was actually her idea for her and her boo. We all remember her boo from previous episodes.
Yeah.
So, and the whole trip was actually for your boo.
It was, and
the boo didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
The boo didn't make it. It was a good trip though. We had a good time. It was But anyway, I'm just saying, no, that was wild. It was a wild weekend. It was wild.
Yeah, we had fun. I actually jumped
wild.
in the pool, fully clothed.
After hours, management had to come.
Patron is great. I really like Patron. I think that's like my new drink of choice.
Since the last time we had an episode, my wife got into an accident.
Thank God she's okay.
She's okay.
Car's a little...
Well, not anymore. We got to take care of, but it was pretty...
But God is good.
Talking. I was on the phone with you.
Yeah.
Why, Kiana?
He was
why,
netty.
Kiana?
Like, why?
Why?
Like, no, Nettie. Yeah, but if she spins out on the highway all the time, like,
Yes, okay, we've had a couple of accidents. We've had a couple of accidents. So love your wife for the crash that she is.
She has. Love your wife because she's a spinner.
Wait, isn't that is that a sexual thing too?
No,
spinners?
I don't think so.
Oh, swingers. Rotisserie. Rotisserie. Chicken. Where did rotisserie come from?
I don't know. I thought
spinners? No.
I don't know. I'm just thinking spin, rotisserie. I'm thinking you putting that in the same aspect.
Swingers are the people.
Yeah, I know what swingers are.
Do you know what was the word that you kept talking? I had to look that word up. I'm gonna be honest. On the trip, my sister mentioned a word, and I didn't.
This is for all of my. You gonna bleep?
Pornhub. We don't have to bleep that. That's a big business. Pornhub is big business right now.
Oh, now I
but we talked.
Creepiness is coming out. I can't.
No, it's okay. But no, we talked about a word, and I was like, oh yeah, and I thought I knew what the word meant. And then something said, just look it up. And I didn't look it up like by going on a porn site. I would be honest with you. You know I would be very honest. Like, that's what I did. I actually looked it up like Wikipedia, and you could look it up and read what it was. And so you don't know what the definition is either? Yo, the definition of a cuckold, if I'm saying
cuckold?
If we're saying it correctly,
I don't know.
Is a couple, a married couple, where the female has complete 100% say over that region of her body, meaning that she can give that to whomever she sees fit, and it's his job to watch, I guess, enjoy, and then I guess scoop out whatever left over when it's done. That was the Urban Dictionary version.
Scoop out and
whatever's done. Whatever's done, he got to scoop it out.
Oh,
Scoop it out after it's done.
And then now you can have some.
So all weekend you were saying that, and everybody was like, "Yeah, Cuckold!"
Not even knowing.
Not knowing that what we were really saying was,
"Have your way with my woman."
Yes.
And I'm a scoop
But then you gotta think about you when you was talking to. Yes. She was telling old boy. He was like, "Oh, I know who that is." Now we can look at old boy like, "Is that what's going on over there? Are you a cockle?" Because the cockle is the person who just watches like, "Oh, but I love my wife," you know. So what's the moral of this story? Don't be a cockle.
Don't be a cockle.
I mean, unless that's your thing.
I'm very artistic when it comes to pleasing my.
Wait a minute. Did we really slip into that kind of conversation?
Significant other. I mean, we started talking about a couple, so we were in that conversation.
Well, that was only because I didn't know what that was.
Well, you brought it up. I want to finish. I want to stay on topic.
But now you're talking about your kind of artistic creativity in the bedroom?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Maybe I can give you some pointers.
I don't want to.
Well, your wife.
Please don't give my wife.
Why not?
Because you're my sister, Kiana.
But I don't want to tell your wife what to actually do with
not,
you, but I can give her an idea.
See, now it's starting to get creepy.
I can give her an idea.
No, because if she do some new stuff, then I'm going to be like, oh, my sister. That's not what I want in my head. But my wife is doing something to me. Now the brother-sister show has crept into another area. Yeah, man. That's not what you want. If I was like, yo, to your significant other, like, yo, I do this thing with the twirl and the thing, and you know I told him this, and then he goes and tries that out on you.
And I'd be like, boy, sit down somewhere. Sit your ass down. See, because I would not be right. If see my wife like, oh, Kiana taught me this one. With the grapefruit.
Oh, what were we talking about before we went into
your wife spinning.
Swinging, spinning. She did spin out of control. My wife has had a couple of accidents. But to my wife, in my wife's defense, not that she needs it, because the truth needs no defender. These things happen.
Yeah, I told you that.
And sometimes they happen 4 times in a month.
I said that too, but well, even if you spin out 4 times a month, that's your wife.
You're gonna get me beat up though.
That's your wife.
I feel like you're gonna get me beat up. She'll watch this and she'll be like, oh, so I just became the hot topic on the brother sister show.
No, I mean.
And then when I come back and all of this is swole up, everybody
we'll
gonna
talk
wonder.
about domestic violence.
Men are getting beat. It's something that happens.
I mean, on a prior episode, you felt like Teddy was being abused.
No, he was being mentally.
Yeah, not physically
no,
abused.
No, but there are men out here being physically abused too. There's men out here getting really, really. Did you just give me a
The Meek Mills and the Drake beef.
/ Quentin Miller?
Like, Quentin Miller fits in somewhere because apparently...
He shouldn't, but he does.
Apparently, Meek Mills and his crew, who Meek Mills is on house arrest, Meek Mills and his crew...
Did you just snitch?
Did I snitch? Snitches get stitches. Quentin Miller is supposed to be writing for Drake on the low. Now,
y'all know about it.
Drake and Meek Mills did a song, and apparently Meek Mills found out that Quentin Miller wrote Drake's part instead of Drake writing his own part.
Why? But what's wrong with that though?
I don't know. But what's funny about the whole situation is Meek Mills goes to Quentin Miller and asks him to be his ghostwriter, and Quentin Miller is like no, or whatever he said. He didn't want to.
He told him no. He told him no.
And they find Quentin Miller in LA in a Nike store, and they jumped him.
But wait, what happened was there was paparazzi outside, and they tried to lure Quentin Miller in front of the paparazzi. So they wanted to lure him in front of the paparazzi, so whatever could pop off, they wanted to have off in front of the paparazzi. But this guy Quentin Miller was like, I'm not no fool. He said he went into the Nike store, and a boy came up in there, or whoever, and he said it wasn't really no...
You know, but the funniest part about it was when he said, hitting me is like hitting Frank Ocean. Like,
I don't,
you know, not to say that Quentin Miller is...
Yeah, he wasn't implying
not to say that he was implying that he's gay, but
I didn't get that.
It's just basically like, I'm just like, as soft, because you know, they consider gay men considered soft. Well, like, you know, I don't want to say soft. Let me not put nobody in a box because I'm not biased and I'm not, believe you me, I love everybody. I'm that type of person that I love everybody, genuinely. But when I look at it like that, I took that quote as, you know, I'm not the rough type of guy. No, you know, I'm not. So, only thing I can think is say soft. I'm sorry, that's the only thing I can think to say.
I don't think he means soft. That's a grown man. He has a daughter, and he is out here realizing that his professionalism. That's a business for him. People shouldn't be fighting in that business. That's not who he is. There are people that are on Wall Street that are not made like that. They're not made to fight and scrap, but they hold a wealth of so much money. There's people in power positions who you probably knock them out like what? Yeah. Bang! And they be like, oh my God. But they're in places of power because people are not from that. But I don't think that necessarily makes them soft because it takes strength not to fight. Yeah. It took strength for Martin Luther King not to stand up and knock nobody out.
Nonviolent, nonviolent.
Exactly. So that takes strength sometimes.
Well, you know,
but it's only in our community, and I hate to stereotype us, but I think we do it to ourselves, y'all, where we still live by these old traditions where you have to be in the community. I gotta knock a brother out. I gotta bang bang. But why? I mean, that was loud. I don't know what that was.
No, but I understand what you're saying, and then it brings me back to that lets me know the difference between. See, I still
no other
have
cultures that. No other cultures do that. No other culture does that.
Yeah, because why would I consider him to be soft just because he's not the type of guy to fight? Because you're right. That's the way that I was raised. If you're not out here fighting and scrapping and whatever you doing, I consider that. To me, it was considered to be soft, and you're absolutely right. That doesn't make you soft.
No, that doesn't make you soft at all. But
and I apologize for saying that.
Well, that was
I apologize, people, to whoever got offended for me saying that. I felt like, a man that
doesn't necessarily fight
is soft.
That's not
truly apologize.
It takes a bigger man, but sometimes you don't think about it. I feel like Quentin Miller. I feel like Quentin Miller.
He just shaded you.
I did just shade you. I feel like Quentin Miller was unfortunately, it's like almost like that. It's like when you go to a new school.
Yeah.
Kids are gonna test you. Mm-hmm. They're gonna test you to see what they can do. And so even in the same token, I just argue what I argue. I still feel like you don't just say, well, oh, these cats beat me up in the store and I got blood on my jacket. Bro, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because that opens you up for people that just come on and just come after you, bro. You can't do that. Even if you're Frank Ocean, if you compare yourself to whoever, fight, defend. You have every right to defend yourself. And 9 out of 10, if you defend yourself, bullies will leave you alone. They'll say, you might have lost that fight. But they'll say, man, you know what? I'm not even dealing with that person
I know
anymore.
that person is going to fight.
They're going to fight me back. And sometimes bullies want the easy route.
Bullies don't want to be fought back. That's the thing about bullies.
No,
bullies
they hate being fought back. They just want to use their fear and intimidation to lock you down. But I don't care what it is or who it is. You fight back. If you really
love me, won't you tell me?
This is the Brother Sister Show, y'all. This is AJ. And
we're signing off. Kiana.
Signing
love
out.
you. Deuces.